welcome! Happy Sunday, come on in. So good to see you today. Hey everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Mykaela's Corner. It's so good to have you here. Welcome. I'm so happy that it's Sunday and that I have another video to share with you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Today we're going to be talking about another miracle, and it's how Jesus feeds 5,000 people. Can you believe that? 5,000 people. I get overwhelmed by thinking we're going to have 10 people over for dinner. What are we going to make? Can you imagine 5,000 people and you have to feed them? So we're going to learn about what Jesus did, because I'll tell you something ahead of time. He did it with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Can you imagine? How crazy. It's another miracle. Well, our story today is going to be really fun. I did it in a different way, and it was really fun for me to make, so I hope you guys really enjoy it. Our books are about kind of this idea of when you have a problem, what to do with it. So one of our books is What to Do with a Problem, and the other is called Why Should I Share? And that one just goes along with this in our story. You'll find out when we get there, but there's this boy who shares his lunch. He's the one that had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and he shared, and if he hadn't shared, who knows what would have happened in the story. I'm sure Jesus would have come up with another way to feed everybody, but what a cool way for that boy to get to share and be blessed and bless others in such a cool way. So those are our books today, and then for our craft, guys, we're gonna make some bread, and I'm really excited. We're gonna jump on that bandwagon of everyone making bread. So if you have the ingredients at home, and I'll show you when we get time to make our craft, it's gonna be really simple. It's called bread in a bag, and I'm really excited to do it with you guys. So I'm super jazzed, so let's just jump right in. My disciples, I'm so tired from healing and teaching all day. Let's cross the Sea of Galilee to get away for some quiet, rest, and peace. Yes, I love that idea. Totally. I'm exhausted. I'm so in. Let's go. Oh my goodness, Jesus is leaving. Where's he going? No! Oh my, don't be so dramatic. You almost gave me a heart attack. We just follow the boats. Oh. Oh yeah. Okay, let's go. Wow, I'm so excited for some quiet and relaxation and some me time. I'm ready. No way. What? What's that? What is it? Oh, hey guys, what's happening? Look. Don't worry, you guys. We'll get peace and rest at some point. I care about all these people as much as a shepherd cares for his sheep. I can't send them away. Hey, Jesus. Hey, sorry to interrupt. It's just that we're in the middle of nowhere and it's getting late. Maybe we should tell the people to go home so that they can go get something to eat. Starving. Oh my goodness, stop. You're fine. I'm starving. Get a hold of yourself. See, Jesus, we all need something to eat. They don't need to go away. Why don't you guys give them some food to eat? There's so many of them. There's like 5,000 of them. Oh my gosh, we're all gonna die. Oh, for crying out loud. Guys, knock it off. We can't feed this many people. It would cost a whole year's pay to buy enough bread to feed everyone. How many loaves of bread do you have? Go look. None. There's nothing. Come on, let's go look around. Jesus, we found something. This kid here has 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Hi. 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 Okay, so now that we all know each other, what's next? You guys can have my lunch. My mom says that I should share, and that sharing is caring. I have 1 fish here and then a loaf of bread, but I got more in my bag. Your mom is right. Thank you so much. This is exactly what we needed. You're welcome. Do we have to share? This is enough to feed us, but I don't think it's enough to feed, well, you know. Okay, tell everyone to sit down. Everyone, please sit down. Yes, everyone, please sit down. Sit down right where you are. Hurry! Sit down, hurry! Boy, I am hungry. Me too. I wonder what Jesus will do. Amen. Oh my God. We're saved! We're gonna need more bags. I'll go get some. Where's he going? Oh, to get baskets for all this food. I'm back. Oh, where'd you find those so fast? Magic. Just kidding. There's a lady giving out free bags. She's right over there. Free bags! Ha ha! Nice work. Jesus, we found more bags to use to pass out food. Woo! Perfect. Okay, everyone, come get baskets. We're gonna start passing around food to everyone. Please make sure everyone gets enough to eat until they're full. All right, here you go, let's go. It's amazing what Jesus can do. I mean, of course he could provide food for everybody. Why did we think otherwise? Yeah, and not only enough for everyone to eat, but look, there's exactly 12 bags of food left over. 12! I don't know why I was so worried. I shouldn't be worried when I have Jesus with me. Anything can happen. Oh gosh, this is so good. Alright, welcome to craft time. Based on our story today, I thought it would be fun for us to try something different, and we are gonna bake some bread to go with our story, to represent our 5 loaves of bread and our 2 fish. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fish fan, so I thought I could either make you fish or I could make you bread, and who doesn't love bread? Everybody loves bread, so we're doing bread. So, here is what we're gonna need. You are gonna need a bowl, but then this is just to catch stuff in because everything we're making goes into a Ziploc bag. Now, I forgot to gather all the ingredients, so I'm gonna do that real quick. All right, we're back. We've got our ingredients. I've got my head in the right space. Are you guys ready? Because I'm ready to make some bread. And I don't know if you might be able to hear it at some point. Hopefully not, but it's raining outside, you guys. It's the perfect day to make some bread. So, here we go. You will need a bowl. This is just to catch extra stuff, and I'll show you what we're going to be doing. But we're basically putting all our ingredients in a Ziploc bag. So this bowl is just going to be here to catch stuff in case I spill outside the bag. So we got a bowl, our bag, our bread loaf pan. Now I have a bread loaf pan. If you don't have something like this at home, you can shape your bread into whatever shape you want, and we can talk about that when we get to that step. But for the purposes of my bread, I'm going to use a loaf pan. So I've got that. You will need flour. My flour is almost out, so I have an extra bag here ready to go. But you'll need flour, sugar, quick rise yeast. For me, we have pizza crust yeast. It's fast and easy, so we'll see how it goes. Quick rise yeast and some salt. Oh, and spray for your pan because we're gonna make sure that it's greased, so that way when we pull our bread out later, it comes out nicely rather than sticking to the sides. So these are all our ingredients. This is what we're gonna need. So now come in closer and we'll get started with our bread. All right, we're ready to get started. first what we're going to do is we are going to grease our pan. So I'm going to set this to the side, grab my pan, and grab my oil. If you don't have a spray, you can use olive oil and just rub it around the inside, or butter. But I have this kind of spray. It is non-stick canola oil cooking spray. Not a sponsor, but a great one for using at home. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna spray the bottom, the sides. Woo! Voila, pan greased. Now I'm gonna set this on the oven for now, and we'll get to it when we're ready to bake our bread. All right, so now we're gonna put this to the side. Don't need this anymore. I'm gonna pull in my bowl here, and I'm gonna open my Ziploc bag, because what we're gonna start with is our flour. So I've got it open, and how we're gonna do this is, the recipe calls for 3 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of white sugar, 1 1/4 package of rapid rise yeast, or 2 1/4 teaspoon, 1 cup of warm water, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, which I think that's just for greasing the pan, and then 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we have all those ingredients, but we're gonna add little bits at a time. So the first thing we're gonna do is add a cup of flour, sugar, yeast, and warm water. Now, first things first, we're gonna add 1 cup of flour. So I'm gonna take my cup measuring cup. I'm gonna get my flour here. Let me grab it. Boop. And I'm going to stick in my cup, or my measuring cup. Make sure that it's nice and even, and I'm gonna dump it inside my bag. So we have our first one done. All right, next we're gonna add our sugar and our yeast. So our sugar was 3 tablespoons of sugar. So a tablespoon is a big one, which I think ours is currently dirty, so I have a half of one. I'm gonna need 6 of these. Here we go. Count with me. Let me get my sugar over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because 6 halves make 3 wholes, and we needed 3 tablespoons, so there we go. Next, we need our yeast. So I have my packets here that are like this. We need 2 1/4 teaspoons. So I've got a 1/2 teaspoon and a 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm gonna use the 1/4 teaspoon first. And I'm gonna open this first package here. Make sure all the yeast is at the bottom. I'm gonna open it actually, I'll open it into my bowl, but not into my bag in case it spills. Oop, like that. This is gonna be a messy one. If you're young at home, you're definitely gonna wanna do this with a parent or an older sibling. But I promise it'll be so fun. All right, let me open this all the way. There we go. All right, so let's start with a 1/4. Here we go. Again, we need 2 1/4 teaspoons. So we've got 1, open up. 1/4. And then I'll use my half since I don't have my full teaspoon. So we'll need 4 of the halves. 1, 2. I think I'm gonna have to pour it now. Ooh. 3. I just need 1 more. Oh, it's not enough. Okay, I'm gonna set this to this side. I'm gonna open this one here, but on the side of the bowl so it doesn't go into my bag. All right, we still need 1 more. Here we go. I'm gonna redump it back in. And voila! All right, so just to reiterate, we've got 1 cup of flour, 3 tablespoons of white sugar, and 2 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in 1 cup of water. So I've got a 1/2 cup here, so we'll do 2 of these. I dip my finger in to make sure. It's definitely warm. Here we go. 1 and 2. All right. And now the fun part is we're gonna mix it all up. We're gonna seal it. So now we can set our bowl to the side. I'm gonna put it over here. We're going to push the air out. So this is the part where you kind of have to be careful because there's water in here. So I'm gonna seal it partly closed. And I'm gonna hold it up, squish it to my body to get the liquid out, or the air out, I mean, and then I'm gonna finish sealing it. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take it and just crumble it in your hands until all the ingredients are mixed together. So you can do it on the counter and squish it around like this. You can squish it by holding it in your hands and just squishing it in the bag. We're gonna do this and squish with your hands until all of the ingredients are mixed together. And then what we do is we're gonna let this sit for 10 minutes, and when we come back, it should be bubbly inside. The yeast will start reacting. So I'm gonna let this sit here, and we'll wait 10 minutes. Welcome back. 10 minutes later, and it said there would be bubbles, and there definitely are. It's kind of hard to tell. Can you see all those bubbles in there? It's working, you guys. All right, next step. Let me pull up the recipe here. I've got it on my phone. It says, open the bag and put in 1 cup of flour, the oil and salt. Oh, so this is where we need oil. So I grabbed oil, and we open up our bag. I'm gonna grab that bowl back because this is gonna be where I think it gets messy. Oh, it smells like bread. It's not like necessarily a yummy smell, but like it makes you think like, I know what's coming. It's a little bit stinky. Okay, next we're adding in the cup of flour. So here we go. I'm gonna measure out another cup. 1 cup of flour. And it says we need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So I have a half teaspoon, so let's do that. We've got 1. And then to make 1, we need 2 halves. So we go 1, 2. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then 3 tablespoons of olive oil or vegetable oil. So I have vegetable oil. And since I have my half tablespoon, we're gonna add 6 of them, because 6 halves make 3 wholes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one, 6. All right, I'm gonna stick that in the sink because that's gonna get messy. All right, that's it for that. And now we're gonna mix it up again. So we're gonna seal it partly closed. I'm gonna hold it up to my stomach, get all the rest of the air out, seal it up again. All right, and now we mix it all together again. All right, we've got it all mixed together. Let's take a peek. Yep. And now it says, add your last cup of flour and mix until it's well blended. All right, so this is our last cup of flour. Here we go. We're gonna add it in. Mix it all back up. Seal it. Push out all the air. Seal it. And here we go. All right. Now it says, the next thing we're gonna do, once it's all mixed together, is you're gonna remove the bag and put it on a lightly floured surface. So, here's what's gonna happen. I am going to take it out of the bag. I'm gonna put it on a lightly floured surface and start kneading. So I'll show you guys how to knead. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of flour. This will help it from sticking to the counter. If you've never baked before or rolled anything out, the flour just helps it from sticking. So I'm just gonna make sure there's lots of flour everywhere. This is gonna get messy, so yay that I'm wearing black, because, oh boy, we'll see if I can keep my shirt black by the end of this. All right, and then this is where it's gonna get kind of messy. We're gonna stick our hand in here, and we're gonna basically dump all this out. We want all of it out before we start kneading. And kneading is basically like rolling the dough with your hands. We're trying to get that yeast working. The yeast is what makes it puff up when we're in the oven later. Now this is definitely gonna be sticky, so fair warning. It's gonna be a little messy, but I promise it'll be worth it. We're gonna have delicious bread in the end. All right, I'm gonna set my bag to the side. I got all that I could out. You're gonna form it into a ball and kind of just keep mixing it all together. Because I can still tell that there's some flour that didn't get mixed in and there's like wetter parts. So this is where we mix it all together. And the kneading is just going like this with your hands. You push it down and then you fold it over and you push it down. So it says to knead your dough for 5 to 10 minutes and then you put it into your greased pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and knead this and then I'm gonna put it into my greased pan. And then when it's in the pan, then we wait 30 minutes with a towel over the top. So here we go. Are you ready? Start kneading. When we come back, we'll put it into our dish. Are you ready? All right, we'll see you soon. All right, it's been 30 minutes. It's time to reveal. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my goodness, it got so much bigger. Look at that, you guys. All right, I have preheated the oven to, we'll bring it over here. Well, it's currently preheating, but what you want it set to is 375. And once it's set for 375, you're gonna take your bread, you're gonna put it in the oven, and then you're gonna let it cook for 25 to 30 minutes. So I will see you then. All right, you guys, the timer went off. It's been 30 minutes. I let it sit in the oven for a couple minutes, so now I'm going to pull it out. Here we go. Let me get my oven mitt ready. Here we go. I'm gonna tilt you down so you can see me pull it out. Voila. Here it comes. Look at that beautiful golden brown top. You guys, it looks so good. It smells so good. All right, here. I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna slice it up and we're gonna taste test. All right, let's flip it out. Hopefully it's greased well enough that it'll come out easily. Oh, I just slid right out. Okay, I'm gonna test it. Oh yeah, that's still super hot. Mitt's going back on. There we go, I'm gonna gently flip it over. Ta-da! We made bread! All right, I'm gonna keep this. Ooh, it's hot. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Oh, do you hear that crusty outside? All right, here we go. I've got my slice of bread. It's steaming hot. I'm gonna get some butter to go on it. But first I'm gonna try it without butter and then try it with butter. Then we'll know which way is the best way. With a knife. Here we go. I'm gonna do half with butter, half without. I bet this will melt right into it because it's still hot. All right, we've got half on. Ooh, it smells so good, you guys. I hope you do this at home. Okay. Look at that bread. All right, I'm gonna tilt this up so you can see me. Okay. Okay, we've got our delicious bread. All right. Moment of truth. OMG, you guys, it's so good. That was the part without butter, and it's so good without it. Oh my gosh. Okay, now let's try it with the butter. You guys are gonna have to watch me eat now. Here we go. Ooh, hot. Oh, it's even better with butter. Everything's better with butter. Well, I hope you enjoyed this craft. Hope you enjoyed making some bread. And I hope you enjoy eating it. On to our stories. What do you do with a problem? Written by Kobi, Yamada, and illustrated by May Bessam. I don't know how it happened, but one day I had a problem. I didn't want it and I didn't ask for it, and I really didn't like having a problem, but it was there. Why is it here? What does it want? What do you do with the problem? I thought. I wanted to make it go away. I shooed it, I scowled at it, I tried ignoring it, but nothing worked. I started to worry about my problem. What if it swallows me up? What if my problem sneaks up and it gets me? What if it takes away all my things? I worried a lot. I worried about what would happen. I worried about what could happen. I worried about this and I worried about that. And the more I worried, the bigger my problem became. I wished it would just disappear. I tried everything I could to hide from it. I even found ways to disguise myself, but it still found me. And the more I avoided my problem, the more I saw it everywhere, and I thought about it all the time. It didn't feel good at all. I couldn't take it anymore. This has to stop, I declared. Maybe I was making my problem bigger and scarier than it actually was. After all, my problem hadn't really swallowed me up or attacked me. I realized that I had to face it. So even though I didn't want to, even though I was really afraid, I got ready and I tackled my problem. And when I got face to face with it, I discovered something. My problem wasn't what I thought it was. I discovered it had something beautiful inside. My problem held an opportunity. It was an opportunity for me to learn and to grow, to be brave, to do something. It showed me that it was important to look closely because some opportunities only come once. So now I see problems differently. I'm not afraid of them anymore because I know their secret. Every problem has an opportunity for something good. You just have to look for it. The end. Why Should I Share? Illustrated by Mike Gordon and written by Llewellyn. Mom was angry with me this morning. It was all about me not sharing. First, I wouldn't share the hose. I want a turn! It's mine. It's time Jack had a turn with the hose. Then I wouldn't share the yo-yo. Let Jack have a turn now, Tim. And then I wouldn't share the cherries. Tim, share those cherries with Jack. They're for both of you. Share, share, share. Why should I share? Mom said sharing is a kind thing to do. It shows that you're thinking about other people and not just about yourself. She said, "What do you think will happen if you don't share your toys?" No one will ever want to play with you. And guess what will happen if you don't share snacks? Your friends won't like you anymore. And what do you think will happen if you're mean to Jack and won't let him play with the yo-yo? I'll take it away and then no one will have any fun. I was so mad, I went next door to see the twins. The three of us played together all afternoon, and I began to see what she meant. Sharing was more fun and friendlier too. Sharing can make things a whole lot better. I mean, what's the point of having a brand new Frisbee if you don't share it with a friend? And although it's great to have your own special pet, it's twice as good to share him with your friends. Sharing can also be useful. Some people share things now and then. Others share them all the time. I thought I could try a bit harder to share. After lunch, I was listening to my headphones and Jack was feeling left out. So I said, "Here, you can listen too." "Oh, Tim, that's sweet of you to share." Sharing is friendly and makes people happy. And there's another good thing about it too. Once you learn to share with others, they just might learn to share with you. The end. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was so good to have you guys here. For those of you from Lakeside, I love you, I miss you, I hope you're doing well. And for those of you who are joining us today who don't go to our church, we're so glad you're here. Thanks so much for watching our videos. I hope you're enjoying them, and I hope you know that I've been praying for you. I've been praying for all of you, Lakeside and non-Lakeside. I just hope that you guys are doing well, you're staying safe, staying healthy, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. I'll see you next week. Bye!